are all over it here this afternoon. A good brush back. All the young players, some trendy teams. We'll take a peek at some over-unders today. Alana and I, a conversation with Astros General Manager James Click. I'll give you a good turn-back time on George Bell. You got it. Next 60 High Heat starts now.
If you want to play around, you go ahead and set me up.
Great job! Oh, my! This is absolutely crazy. Wake up, will you please? What is he, Babe Ruth? Are you serious? Yes, indeed. Oh, come on, it's baseball. Gee whiz.
If you want to play around, you go ahead and set me up.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to High Heat. You got it. April 7th. Nice to have you with us. Lots going on as we chat to you about what's going on with the world of baseball and sports today. Will Folger and Chris Benetti will, of course, run it. Now, Alana here momentarily. Tiger has parred the first 3 holes. He played number 2, the par 5, conservatively. He is on 4. Even par at the Masters. Nice weather so far down there in Augusta. A throng watching him. All right, we have that aspect of the sports world today. And we have the other aspect of the sports world today, which is baseball. Lots happening with an opening day today, sort of an opening day tomorrow, sort of a combined opening day because they picked up the schedule where they normally would have been. So as a result, some of these teams would have been off on Thursday anyway, the first week of the season. So a team like the Giants and the Dodgers, they'll play tomorrow. So we have a little opening day with them, sort of a 2-day festival here. But games today, and obviously the Yankee-Red Sox game has been pushed back because of bad weather in New York, which is coming down here momentarily. It's going to pour all afternoon. Good job by the Yankees. And they'll play that opening game tomorrow. We'll be all over that. Not us, but the network, beginning with an MLB tonight at whatever that they call it, at noontime, and away you go. But let's give you a few themes. I've been doing it all week, all over the place. Let's give you a couple themes as far as the season is concerned. Young players is number 1 to me. The Mariners center fielder Rodriguez, who's rated the third best prospect in the sport. We keep an eye on him. He's going to be in that lineup. He made the team beginning opening day. He's torn up the minor leagues. Got a huge personality. Everybody thinks he's going to be a big-time player. So we keep an eye on this right-hand hitter. We'll have fun with that in the course of the year. Seattle is a trendy team. That is player number 1. Player number 2 is Bobby Witt. He, of course, will be at third base for Kansas City. He's an infielder. They got a very good defensive infield. Mondesi at short and everything else. But Witt, he's got power and speed. Everybody loves him. Could have made the team last year. He's 21 years of age. We'll keep an eye on Bobby Witt, third base with Kansas City. That is player number 2. Player number 3 might be Torkelson, the kid there who's going to play first base for Detroit. The Tigers should be a pretty good ball club. Last year they were not bad anyway. They were 68 and 61, 129. But Torkelson's a guy we're going to keep an eye on. Everybody says he's going to be he's a natural hitter. Tigers, made the trade for Meadows. They got Cabrera. They got a pretty decent team, the Tigers. New pitching, got a great manager, so we keep an eye on him as the season unfolds. That catcher from the Orioles, once he recovers from his strain, we'll see him August 1st. Rutschman, everybody thinks Adley Rutschman going to be a great player. So, and obviously a guy that they can build around. We'll keep an eye on Hunter Green of the Reds, who made the rotation right out of the gate. Everybody thinks he got a chance to be a big-time right-handed pitcher, so we'll keep an eye on him. A lot of good young players to start the year in the sport. We'll keep our eyeballs on that. That is item number 1. Item number 2 would be some of the a couple things I like. The Dodger lineup. Very fascinating with Freeman and Muncy and Betts and Lux and Turner and Will Smith. Bellinger might hit 9th. So that Dodger lineup, I don't love their pitching come postseason at the moment, but I love that lineup. And Freeman there is going to be wrapped up totally into it. He's maybe one of the best pure hitters in the National League. Hits good pitching. So the Dodger lineup is interesting. The Philly lineup is interesting. I like what I see with the Philly. Schwarber there. And now, of course, Castellanos. You put him there with Realmuto and Harper. Segura. Maybe Didi bounces back. Got a young third baseman. Everybody loves it. Phillies. They're going to, I don't know about their pitching or their bullpen, but they're going to be a little bit more consistent from an offensive standpoint. We keep an eye on the Philly and Dodger lineups. We're going to keep an eye on that Texas infield. They spent a fortune, did they not? Simeon made a ton of money. We'll see what he can do. Obviously, last year, 40-something homers for Toronto. Toronto. Now he goes to Texas. Seager, $325 million, leaves L.A., goes to Texas. So you put those two guys. They had no offense last year, and they still have no pitching. Until Jack Leiter shows up, they have no pitching. But that offense in Texas and that ballpark should be much improved. So we're going to keep an eye as far as that lineup is concerned. How about some old faces and new places? Correa goes to Minnesota. Could this just be a 3-month deal because he's got an opt-out, and if Twins are out of it in July, maybe he goes somewhere else, but at least at the start of the season, Correa with Buxton there and Sano and Urshela, and of course you're looking at Sanchez, and they got a Kepler. They have obviously the makings of a pretty good offensive team. Correa, who knows his way around winning championships, will there be at shortstop, making $36 million for the Twins. He signed that 3-year deal, but of course opt-outs after years 1 and 2. Keep an eye on that. How about Bryant and Story? How do you not keep an eye on that? Bryant, of course, goes to the Rockies. He's all revved up. Story goes to Fenway. He'll play second base for the Red Sox. So we keep an eye on those two guys. Obviously, Story had not been great away from Coors Field in his career, but now he goes to Fenway, a great place to hit. Bryant's resourceful. I'm not sure if he's going to tell us the Rockies was his destination point. I don't buy it, but again, he's a very good hitter. He should be great in that ballpark in those conditions. We keep an eye on that. How about the two managers, Buck and Bob? Show order with the Mets. Obviously been around a long time. Funny about Buck, the two places that he had managed great, when he left, they both won championships. Torrey took over in New York. Brenly took over in Arizona. Poor Buck hasn't gotten a chance. So the baseball gods sort of owe him some success. Now he's with the Mets. We keep an eye on Buck Showalter, try to keep that team together. Hit Finagle with the pitching staff. They handle the media well, got a lot of experience. We should be all on the same page with Showalter. So that's item number 1. And then you got Melvin, who leaves Oakland to go to San Diego. The Padres last year had some problems. We saw it at the end of the year. They collapsed late with Tingler. Not all his fault, young manager, but Tatis, of course, with the fight with Machado. Melvin knows his way around postseason play. He's one of the most, he's the probably, top 3-4 managers in the sport. He goes to San Diego, so we keep an eye on those two guys. Then, of course, we looked at the trendy teams. There's about 3 or 4 trendy teams in the sport. A couple of them in the American League. The Blue Jays, everybody loves the Blue Jays. I did radio interviewing today in Toronto at 9 o'clock this morning. They're gaga over, young players, Guerrero and Bichette. Here's Springer, Chapman's Brooks Robinson at third base. And so they love what they see out of the Blue Jays. Their over-under number is high at 91.5 in a tough division, a trendy team. I'm always worried about trendy teams. They are one of them. So are the Angels. A lot of folks think that Anaheim's got a chance. I know they're called Los Angeles Angels in Anaheim, but I'm going to go back to the old days. A lot of people think that Anaheim could be a scenario where with Rendon, maybe Trout plays more than 36 games. Here's Ohtani. Let's bring Syndergaard in. Pretty good bullpen. They're due for some luck. We keep an eye on the Angels. Trendy team there. Not in an impossible division. 84.5 is the number for the Angels. So that is a trendy team. I think the Phillies are a trendy team. A lot of people think the Phillies are going to be a very, very good baseball team in the NL East. They like their pitching. I got to see a guy like Nola be more consistent. I got to see this bullpen bounce back. Everybody now thinks that Familia and Corey Knebel and, Brad Hand, they brought guys in, but I got to see them get big outs in that small ballpark. But the Phillies are a little bit of a trendy team as far as the NL East is concerned. So we keep our eyes on Philadelphia. I don't want to say Milwaukee's a trendy team, but everybody, because they've been good for such a long period of time, they're consistent, make the playoffs a lot, but everybody likes the Brewers with their 5 pitchers. 3 at the top of the rotation, the 2 in the bullpen. So a lot to look at and a lot to look forward to as we begin our season today. Universal DH, 9-inning doubleheader. Man at second base, thank God. The last time we're going to see that. Beginning in the 10th inning. This is the last year we have that. The Ohtani rule, if you're a starting pitcher in the DH and you come out as a starting pitcher, you don't lose your DH. So he'll be able to hit after he comes out of ball games after 80 pitches and 4 innings. So we have that. I'm kidding. We have that scenario with Ohtani. 6 teams in the playoffs. Top 2 teams in each league get the get home, get right into the scenario of playing in the divisional round. So keep an eye on that too. Alana's got a lot to add and edify what I just spoke about, and she says hello. Miss Rizzo, how are you today? Okay.
I'm good. Happy New Year. Happy opening day. You went through so many different
Yes.
storylines, and certainly there's so much to talk about when it comes to baseball, and that's a good thing. The one thing I don't want to lose sight of, Chris, is the fact that baseball's back, and we're actually playing today. I don't know if you would have asked me a month and a half ago if we would be playing baseball, regular season baseball, on April 7th, if I would have said yes. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to cover baseball again. And I'm thankful that the two sides were able to come together on an agreement and have labor peace for the next 5 years. So let's go. I want to say a couple of things about what you were talking about with